Well, I just hit the duty cycle with the rented Lincoln, so I guess it's a good time to make a video about all the work I've been doing. Guy's still smoky. I'm pouring a lot of heat into this to get good penetration on this thick bar, and it's working really well, I gotta say. These welds are not the prettiest things in the world, but you know, I'll clean them up just a tiny bit, but they'll definitely get the job done. And they're strong as shit. Just this little post here, just ain't going nowhere. I'm denting the metal more than I am moving shit around, so it's strong, it's good, it's just ugly. But you know, this is the Dirtbag, it's not a beauty contest. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the welder to chill out a little bit, then in maybe a half hour I'll start again. So what I've done up is the seat posts are done. Those guys are done, they're welded in. I had to weld in a little piece, a little extension piece there to make sure it was even, because you know, this side goes straight down, but this side kind of angles out to the left a little bit to hit the shock mount. So there's a little off center. I had to weld that guy in there to make up the difference. The bracing plates all welded in. I've just very sporadically been hitting the top mounts there. This guy's welded in at the bottom. This guy's welded in just the top. I need to get the bottom of it as well. This guy I'm just kind of touching a little at a time. And yeah, this guy's all welded in. And that guy I'm just touching a little bit at a time. And yeah, so is this. It's all welded in too. So yeah, I got this thing rented for a day, and I'm probably going to use every bit of that. Just going over stuff and smacking it with the hammer to make sure that, you know, everything is 100% good. You know, the hammer test is a very good test as far as to see if stuff is actually going to move on you or not. So, and it hasn't so far, so looking good. It's just these guys I'm still, you know, I gotta make my brace for the bottom there. I gotta make the brace for the bottom one too. I guess I'll do that now that I'm just waiting. I'll cut that out of 1/4-inch steel. Let's see what I got. That's it, little update. Sun's going down and I am done with the primary welding. Oh boy. So what I'm gonna do now is just make my little braces. I'm just gonna make 3 of them. One to be in there, one in the other side, and then one for right there. And that should be good. So I'm just using cardboard. That's all. Then I'm gonna trace it over to metal and weld it in there, and Bob's your uncle. Welding's done. No more welding. Well, structural welding anyways. It's all done. And now my question is, what do I do about fender? This is basically where I want it, whatever fender I get, this is where I want it to be. Like right pretty much at the 12 o'clock position. Like the lip of it is right. That's pretty much how I want it. That's what I like it. I could bob it shorter, but it's just kind of looks a little ridiculous. I don't like it that way. I don't know if I'm going to use this fender because it's got that stupid dip in there. And I just can't get around that. I just can't work around that. Do I fill it? No, it's going to take too much time. Like, I might as well just go and see what an old fender looks like on eBay. Go search around a little bit. 6-inch, all I need is 6-inch. Weld that in. It's not really going to be a big deal to weld it in. I mean, I'm literally just going to weld it to the swing arm in there. And that's it. So, no big deal. It's not going to be a structural piece, but I will, you know, make a sissy bar to connect it. I will do that too. But, yeah. Done. Which means we can finally do this. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, fuck yeah, dude, that's so good. Wait, oh yeah. Wait, right there. Oh, right there. Beautiful. Awesome. So I'm waiting on my tail light to come in. Rear fender, I don't know. I might just buy one. At most it'll be 40 bucks. And that's still like well under the 1,000. I don't know. I'll just have to figure it out. I did get my headlights in today. The 2 bars that are gonna go right there. The brackets, headlight brackets have not come in yet. Still waiting on those. But, oh yeah, and I did find a, what was it, 5/8? I don't know, 5/8, 5/16, whatever. 5/6, I don't know. Connection, a reducer all the way down to a 1/4 inch. And it was only $1, and I got it online, and it's on its way. And that will enable me to use that tank without the auxiliary tank, which is awesome. And I'll still be able to utilize the fuel pump and have the tank vent and all that stuff. So yay! So the only thing I'm going to do to this tank is cut off this rear tab here, so that'll fit on the bike. I think that's it for today. What time is it? I don't know if I want to do too much more today. It's 8 o'clock. It's about beer 30. So I think I'll call it, but that's the bike. I'm going to do a little research on Fleabay and see if I can't find a good fender for this. Because I don't know if I can make that one work. And matter of fact, I think I'm just going to scrap it and be like, screw it, I can't figure it out. I don't know how. If I had more time with the bike, I would look at doing something with the radiator. Maybe doing it like one of those Ronins, having a little tiny radiator up there at the right next to the headlights. If I had more time, I'd do that, or figure out a way. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, all the hard work is done. Now it's just getting it right. But I still have, what is it? It's the 10th today. I still have like 16 days. Or at least 15. So 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks. So I have like 1 weekend and then like, 2 extra weeks because the second weekend is the actual event itself. So I think by this coming weekend, I'll be riding this thing. And that's pretty sweet. So I had to run to Harbor Freight and get another one of those crappy welders I have. I mean, it's not crappy. It's a good welder. It's just the one I had crapped out, so I needed to go to Harbor Freight and get a new one because I don't want to be going back and forth to Home Depot renting welding stuff. I should have a welder I can use at home. So that took away a decent part of my day. But what I did do today is I built a battery box. A very janky one. But basically how I did it is I just bent up a flat piece of steel into a box. Fits the battery right in there. Ta-da. Nice. And actually I think it goes better the other way. Hang on. Yeah, it goes better the other way. Yep. There we go. So I got me a battery box, and then for tie downs I just welded in two threaded bars, put this little guy on top, and I do need to pull it together. I did make it so it's not straight down, and I need to pull it in a little bit. And there's that, and just put some nuts on there, and that guy isn't going anywhere. However, the one thing I do need to do to make this 100% solid is I need to go grab some either locking nuts or at least a lock washer to make sure that this doesn't work its way out, because it might. So actually I think I'm just gonna have to go and grab some locking nuts just to be 100% sure. I use locking nuts on my hardtail XS650, and that thing shakes like nothing, like nobody's business. So they'll work for this. I just want to make sure that this battery ain't going nowhere. So I'm going to weld this to the back of my swing arm, just where there's a little flat spot. I'm just going to weld this box in there. What else I did today is back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with my fender. I'm thinking, like, do I want to go and get a new one, spend the money, but then I gotta cut it up anyways, and I have to wait, and you know, it is 40 bucks, but you know, it's money that I don't really have to spend. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just repurposing the old fender. So it had that dip in there, and I just basically pounded it out flat-ish. The holes I welded shut and grinded them down flattish. I'm going to use a tail light that actually comes up a little bit. That's like on a stalk. The one that goes underneath it, they're not going to work. Like, they never do. So I'm just going to say to hell with it. And as far as mounting goes, that's the question of the day. Because I was thinking I weld this on the swing arm, but that's not going to work. So what I'm probably going to do is just weld it directly onto the frame with some like spacers like this, and just weld it directly onto the frame. And then the sissy bar will hold it on the back part of it. So this is actually, I cut off a little bit of the drag bars. This is 2 inches from off the drag bars, and honestly I might just use this and just boom, get it right up in there. So that's it. Honestly, I'm just happy I made this battery box today, and I did make some progress, but to be honest with you, I was pretty unmotivated today. I just wanted to play Metal Gear Solid all day. Whew, man, a lot of work done. Oh crap, lots of stuff. So, yeah, the front end's all like whatever. Took a lot of crap off. I'm gonna use different bars this time around. I have some like almost Clubman-esque bars I'm gonna use, because the flat bar I got was 1 inch, even though it was advertised as 7/8. So fuck him, whoever sold me that. I'm going to bring all the electronics from up here back into here, because I have this little crevice down in here that I'm going to put the fuse box and all the miscellaneous electrics in there. And then the only wires that I'm going to have to lengthen to come back up here are these two, and that's to the ignition switch. Obviously that's important. Turn signals I'm not going to deal with. I'll keep them back there. If I decide to run turns later, I'll run them up. And then the speedometer and the tachometer, those need to come up too. I'm going to retain those because I need the speedometer because it has the trip meter on it, and then I need the other one because it has the heat, you know, to see whether or not I'm overheating. That's important, so I'm going to keep that. And also, nicely, this ignition integrates very, very nicely into the triple there. So cool. What else? Battery box is welded in. You can't see it. The fender is tacked into place. It's just basically welded to the frame. And then I'm going to make a little spacer here so I can weld it to this part of the frame, and then I'll make the sissy bar to connect the rear of it, and it should be pretty damn solid. And if not, I'll weld a bar from the bottom of this to the swing arm if it needs any more supporting, which I doubt. What else? I'm going to make up the front, or the headlights, using those guys, 2 light bars. I've done it before on my phaser, so I'm just going to keep going with that. I'm going to basically do the same design. I was tempted to literally just take it off the phaser and put it on here, but that's not, you know, albeit not, it would probably be within the rules. It's just whatever. You know, come on. Make something for the bike. Don't just do that. What else, man? I'm trying to think fast because I need to get to work. You know, this is starting to get close to crunch time. I have less than 2 weeks to finish this, and it's looking like this. Oh my god. What else? Oh yeah, the tank. I'm an idiot. The tank, I should have had the tank in place when I made the bracket here and then the 2 seat spring stays, because it's a little bit too far up and the mounts no longer fit in the holes. But the ears coming off the tank that mount to this are long enough, so I'm just gonna drill into I'm just gonna drill new holes for it and probably just cut off the excess on the tank, and that's it. So yeah, time to get to work. Headlights are mounted. Made this little bracket real quick, just real simple, bolt through the middle, and then, you know, the mounts for the actual lights. They mount to a little screw in the back, so I had to get a threaded rod, thread that in there with the captive nut, and then put in a little brass rod here so that this has something to tighten up against. Otherwise it's just going to keep pulling the plate in and it will never tighten up. So I'm going to cut the excess length off this, and before I go out on the road I'm going to go get some nylon lock nuts, because this is, you know, this is just temporary. It can obviously still move around a lot because it's not tight in there, but once I get the nylon nuts in there it will be, and also it'll be centered. They're crooked right now, but it's just because the headlight ears are in different positions because I don't have them completely tightened up yet. Lots of stuff, but there you go. Boom, headlights, easy. I'm gonna cut off the excess and then wire them, and then essentially I'll start wiring shit together. Let's start it. Alright, so that's basically what I got for the gauges, just reusing the old mount. I mean, it doesn't look awesome, but I don't know. I don't know if I have time to re-engineer something. I'd like to drop them down. Like, that's the thing. I really want to reuse this bracket somehow. If I could drop it down, maybe. Nah, you know what? I'll keep it. I mean, it's not worth spending a lot of time on. I got a lot of other shit to do that's more necessary, and I can always mess with that later now that it's all out in the open. So I'm gonna move these guys up a little bit, and that's gonna be the basic look of the front. And of course, well, the triple's a little high. Admittedly, the triple's high. That's right. I'm gonna move the forks. Well, no, that's not gonna change where the triples are. That's just, yeah, duh, never mind. But these guys are gonna move down about an inch more, which is, I think it'll give me it'll make it a little bit more better looking. So what do I want to do tonight? I got about an hour's left of work time to be cutting and grinding. And also I haven't eaten anything yet. It's 9. Last time I ate was 2. I guess I got the soldering gun all powered up. Might as well just start lengthening wires. You know, that's a boring job, but it's a quick job. So might as well get started. Quick update, we are 10 days out, guys. Oh, crunch time. So this front end is done-ish. I'm gonna get these guys all tightened up and made so that they're even. Instruments are on, handlebars are on. Yup. That, I don't know what the hell to do with this space here. Whatever. All the electronics are lengthened. I got this stuff all long now so I can put it all in here and zip tie it out of the way so it's all good. The rear fender is on and it's nice and tight. Oh yeah. Little taillight action on there. Look at that guy. It's right there. I don't know what I'm going to do about getting this wire fastened at the bottom there so it's not rubbing against the tire. I might just JB weld it and just say to hell with it. You know, like, what's the worst that can happen, right? So today I am gonna just basically put the bike back together and hopefully get it to the point where this weekend I can start test riding it, and then I'll have an entire week to, you know, iron out any kinks. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get to work. I already made a lot of progress today, so I'm just gonna call it for the night. So there's my headlights, and yeah, that's all on there, looking good. Throttles back together. Got the headlights hooked up. Like, the wiring is still, I'm still waiting on the tank to be done stripping, but you know, this bird's nest is gonna get taken care of somehow, and that bird's nest down there too. But now I have power. I have a brake light, and where's my stoplight? I have this. There it is. I just have the rear brake switch here. I'm just gonna, boom, works perfect. And of course, oh, do my headlights work? And then also I got illumination on my gauges too, so that's good. So yeah, that's a good place to stop for the day. Sure as shit, nobody is gonna not see me coming.